It's Sunday. It's that time again for another round of 3 questions from yours truly. And this is another viewer special. One of the first for Win the Rogue. So, yay! You get your first special. For our first question, in terms of comedy, be it an actor of stand-up, who are your favourite comedians to watch and why? Denis Leary is one that comes to mind simply because he's a comedian slash actor who pretty much tells it like it is. He doesn't, beat around the bush or anything like that. He's pretty much, how to say this? He pretty much, like I say, pretty much tells it like it is. Doesn't give you any crap with it. He is blunt, and occasionally he does go off on a little bit of an explicit tirade. But some of the jokes he said, it's like, how did he get away with that? Like one example, in the recording of the No Cure for Cancer comedy album, is when he did the joke on voice boxes. Now, I'm not going to go repeating the joke because I don't want to get flagged for anything. But it was when he goes, but it's like, imagine a guy with a voice box going for a drive-thru at McDonald's. That has to suck. And again, not going into it because this is neither the time nor the place for it. You know, I'm not gonna go there with that. But it's the fact that he has the brass set to actually go to these places in comedy where others wouldn't. So it's one of the reasons why I like him. It's the fact that, you know, he basically is just saying, I'll do what I want when I want, you know, kind of mentality, and I can respect that. Jim Carrey, particularly in the 90s with things like The Mask, the first Ace Ventura, second I'm kind of on. Liar Liar, I enjoyed. Do I enjoy these days? I really enjoyed Robin Williams' work when he was on Mrs. Doubtfire and Popeye. I mean, Popeye, the live action movie, is still a classic, even to this day, and it's just the way that Robin invested himself into that role, even getting the voice. I mean, that was key, you know. I'm Popeye the Sailor Man. You know, or things of that nature. I can't do the Popeye voice to save my life, but he did that role justice, and it's such a shame it's been a year since he's been gone, and I still miss him. I miss him terribly. They don't make him like that. They don't make them like him anymore. Honest truth. Second question. With the reveals of costumes of Psylocke, Magneto, and Apocalypse for the upcoming X-Men film recently, if you've seen them, which one did you like best, and do you feel they could have been improved upon? Not being too familiar with this particular lore in comic books in regards to X-Men, I'm personally glad that Fox are going with a slightly more colourful take on superhero costumes as opposed to what we've been so accustomed to from the early noughties into the first part of this decade, where, you know, it's just all black leather with very little in regards to trim or, you know, anything else that gives it personality. I'm just glad to see that, you know, the whole bland, every character's got to wear, you know, the same outfit and the same colour, with the exception of Cyclops having the like the Cylon red visor to stop his laser beams going out of control. I'm just glad to see that we're actually getting these very, you know, bright, loud, and colourful costumes, because it's kind of saying, hey, we've done the whole gritty, black, you know, leather thing. That's last decade. Can we please leave it there? You know, I'm kind of hoping at some stage in the future we might get a slight variation on 60s Batman outfit, but still keeping in with a somewhat plausible, but with the fantasy element tied in, where it's paying homage to the to what was gone before, but looking at it and think, I can get into this. I can take this seriously and enjoy this. So yeah. So improvements from what I've seen, none needed. Third question: what are your thoughts on the current direction that Marvel Comics is going through? The change in some of their titles and characters. I'm not what most people would consider a comic book expert. The only comics that I read growing up, maybe one or two Batman issues back in the day, but I was a Thunderbirds and Sonic the Hedgehog comic book reader, especially Sonic the Comic in the UK. If you thought Sonic was being a jerk in Satam, wait till you read Fleetway's STC, you'll have your eyes opened. I've been hearing some of the things that Random has been saying, where Marvel say they're going through a reboot, they're going through some changes in regards to direction, but it's not a reboot, but they're changing a lot of the aspects and reverting back to like a reset stage. It's like, well, that's a reboot, that's a retelling, it's, don't dress it up saying it's something else when we know what it is, Those have been your 3 questions for this week. You know how the shtick works by now. Leave a question in the comments section if you're watching this on YouTube or dynamicnight.com, or tweet me a question to the Twitter link in the outro. But until then, ask again.